Good afternoon, class. Today's discussion will be focusing on the intertext and the hypertext. So this is just a review based on the video that you have watched last week, as well as our thorough discussion with the intertext as well as with the hypertext. So without further ado, let's go ahead and proceed with our discussion for today. So when we say intertextuality or intertext, okay, so it is derived from the Latin intertexto, meaning to intermingle while weaving. So meaning to say intertextuality is a term first introduced by French semiotician Julia Kristeva in the late 60s. So please take note of that. So this information came from Christopher Kidd, Tim McLaughlin, and Robin Parmar in 1993 until 2000. So based on the picture, no, pag sinabi nating intertextuality, so tingnan niyo yung picture dyan, diba? Na-touch ka because, diba, kay Chris Aquino, tapos the untold story of Cinderella, The Hunger Pains, no, a parody. So intertextuality is meron ng isang existing na literary piece. There's already existing, no, na isang ideology, isang script, isang phrase. Okay? Kumbaga, there's already an existing um, literary piece na ang gagawin is either gagawa ng parody or sariling version, no? Pero hindi naman siya to the point na kokopyahin mo na siya, no? So, magkaiba naman sila sa sinasabi nating pangungopya, no? Or pangungodigo ng gawa ng iba. Okay? So, hindi. Pag sinabi nating intertextuality, you put taste on it. You put your own version on it, no? Gumagawa ka ng sarili mong version based on a specific literary piece. Okay? Based on a specific phrase or movie or script or line of the poem or whatnot, no? So, ginagawan mo siya ng sarili mong version. Okay? Commonly, it's being called as parody nowadays. Pero, speaking no sa language or literally speaking, this is intertextuality without us knowing it. No, so it's a way of accounting for the role of literary and extra literary materials without recourse to traditional notions of authorship. Okay? What else? It subverts the concept of the text as sufficient hermetic totality for grounding. In its stead, the fact that all literary production takes place in the presence of other text, they are in effect palimpsests. No? Ibig sabihin, meron ng existing literary piece or literary text. Okay? Meron ng context, meron ng nag-exist na idea, no? Ang gagawin mo na lang is, ang sabi nga dyan, no, extra literary materials without the traditional authorship, no? Nang hindi mo tinitake note na itong part na to galing to sa ganito, ganyan, no? Kumbaga, ito ay mga sikat na mga ideas, sikat na mga literary piece or phrase or common language, no, na galing sa isang sikat na 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 palabas or kwento or tula, no, na ginagawan mo ng sarili mong version. Sabi diyan, it's self-sufficient. When we say self-sufficient, no, it can live on its own, no, mabubuhay siya ng sarili, no, kaya niyang hindi dumepende doon sa original version, no. Hermetic totality, may foregrounding, no, may sarili siyang styles and techniques and whatnot, and um, and instead, the fact that all literary production takes place in the presence of other texts, no? So, may pinagmumulan siya, may pinanggagalingan siya. What else? Thus, writing is always an iteration, which is also a reiteration. The rewriting which foregrounds the trace of the various texts, it both knowingly and unknowingly places and displaces. Katulad na nakita niyo yung picture kanina, no? Tag dito, yung Hunger Pains, no? It's already an iteration of a semiotic text, no? Baga, nag-exist na siya. Okay, anong ginawa? Ano ginawa ng sariling version, no? Sabi, from Hunger Games to Hunger Pains, no? So there is a rewriting of a specific text. No, it's already existing, kaya lang ginawa ng sariling parody or sariling version. Okay? Intertext 'yon. What else? So the concept of intertextuality thus dramatically blurs the outlines of the book, no? So minsan makakalimutan na natin yung pinaka-original, no, yung sinabi. One time I watched hindi naman siya documentary, no, but it is a video from FBE sa Facebook, no. It's a group of people na gumagawa ng iba't ibang klaseng video to inform us, no, na audience nila. So one part ng video nila is pinakita nila yung mga part doon sa movie na or sa mga movies or movies or series or dramas, no, na akala natin nag-exist, but in fact, no, hindi naman pala. Say for example, no, yung mga linya, akala natin ganito yung sinabi ng character, pero nung pinapanood nila, pinakita nila, they analyzed it, hindi naman pala ganun yung sinabi ng character. Pero tayong lahat, nakasanayan natin na ganun yung sinabi niya. But well, in fact, hindi naman pala. What else? Dispersing its image of totality into unbounded, illimited, or illimitable tissue of connections and associations. Paraphrases and fragments, text and context. Okay? So, ang pinaka-idea ng intertextuality ay ilayo tayo, no, dun sa original version at mamuhay tayo sa panibagong version, panibagong buhay, panibagong konsepto, panibagong idea. Okay? What else? So, say for example, no, tingnan natin tong image na to. So, kung titingnan natin yung image na yan, meron tayong isang image na maaalala. Pero, mawawala sa atin yung idea nung image na yon, which is Mona Lisa. No? Bakit? Kasi, it represents a more fresh version of Mona Lisa. Okay? Anong gagawin? Pag nakita mo yan, titingnan mo, what are these? No? Ano yung mga nasa sa image na to? No? Alam natin na ang pinanggaling niya ay Mona Lisa, pero anong klaseng version ng Mona Lisa ang present nila dito? Okay? So, ano mangyari? We tend to put the emphasis on understanding on the newer version of Mona Lisa. That's intertextuality. What else? This part, we knew it's Squidward from SpongeBob, right? Pero, if you look at it, no, ang basis din niya is Mona Lisa rin. Right? Take a look at the image of Squidward. The hair, yung kanyang kamay, diba? And the background. Right? So, anong purpose niya? So, it's also, hindi naman siya para i-inform tayo, but its purpose is to somehow give us a fresher version of what we already knew. Okay? Intertextuality gives something new to the table. What else? This image, no? So, instead na walang city dyan, no, dapat yan ay mga bahay, etc., no? Ano nilagay nila dito? They put Batman in the image. No? And napakaraming version ito. The Simpsons, what else? Yan. Okay? The Simpsons, gumawa sila ng version ito ng SpongeBob, Superman, and this one, no? Batman. Okay? So, this is a famous painting, no, ni Van Gogh, if I'm not mistaken, na ginawa nilang sariling version, no? A Batman version. What else? This image, no, kung titingnan nyo yan, meron kayong image na papasok sa isip ninyo, and that is the Last Supper. No? So, sana tama kayo, di ba? So, if you're going to look at it, it's roughly the image of the Last Supper. No? We have Jesus in the middle, no, which here, hindi naman siya si Jesus, no? And you have these disciples, kunwari, no? So, So, this image portrays, no, a biblical reference. Well, in fact, no, ang gusto niya ipakita is a newer and a fresher version of it, no? Ang purpose ng intertextuality is to give something new to the table. On top of that, no, it gives life to what's already to a specific literary piece that's already existing. Say for example nga, no, The Last Supper, we already knew that, the story and whatnot. But this gives us a newer perspective. This gives us a newer or a fresher point of view. Okay? So that's intertextuality. Now let's compare it with hypertextuality. Hypertextuality is a text which contains links to other texts, meaning to say, no, It is a combination of letters, words, phrases, no, na walang spaces. Okay? Katulad ng pictures na nakikita natin dito sa gilid, ayan. Walang spaces 'yan. What else? It contains letters, phrases or words, no, which when you click it, no, it will lead you to other text or group of text. Now, the term was coined by Ted Nelson in around 1965. Hypermedia is a term used for hypertext, which is not constrained to be text. It can include graphics, video, and sound, for example. No? Say for example, dito sa image na nasa baba. No? So, pag click mo yung, read the article. Oops. Yan, pag click mo yung read the article, gumagalaw, no? Pag click mo yung read the article, this one, no, it will lead you to the article, no? It will lead you to a specific article na sinasabi niya, no? So without placing the entire article dito sa front page, no, alam mo na merong article behind that when you click it. Kasi syempre may box, no, and there is a set of instruction. What else? On this part, no, madalas natin 'to nakikita sa likod ng libro, no? What else? Madalas natin siya makikita sa mga bibliographies ng mga books or even online references, most especially, no, doon natin siya makikita. No, kapag click mo yan, it will lead you to a specific video, graphics, sound, and even information. Katulad nung sa unahan, no, meron dyan friends. Na pag click mo yung YouTube link na yan, it will lead you to YouTube. Okay, with a video of friends. What else? Officer and a Gentleman. Pag click mo yan, another video from YouTube. Katulad ng ginagawa natin sa classes, di ba? Sometimes, nagbibigay ako, or most of the time, nagbibigay ako sa inyo ng link coming from Facebook or from YouTube that you have to watch. No, kapag click mo siya, it will lead you to that specific video or specific information that I want you to read or understand. Okay? Same thing with Google Meet, no? Kapag click mo yung link ng Google Meet, it will lead you to Google Meet itself, no, from the link itself, from the meeting itself. No, all you need to do is to join. That's the purpose of hypertext. What else? Hypertext is simply a non-linear way of presenting information. Meaning to say, no, without placing or putting the entire information in one go, anong ginagawa ng hypertext, no? Mini-minimize niya yung mga information by just placing a specific word or phrases, no? So for example, tayo dito, no? Sabi diyan, struggling with stress and anxiety, learn about stress and anxiety triggers, how to avoid them, ito yan, and staying healthy during your HSC year. Read the article. No? Mini-minimize niya information na nakikita ng tao. Kasi nga naman, most of us, no, kapag nakita natin napakahaba na ng babasahin, nakita natin napakadami na ng gagawin, no, we tend to what? Ipagpabukas or ipagpaliban na lang. Right? We tend to procrastinate. We tend to say, mamaya na lang or bukas na lang or unti-untiin ko, napakadami, no? So, ang purpose ng hypertextuality is mas mapaliit niya yung information na nakikita natin. Kasi tayo, we know for a fact, no, lahat tayo dito guilty, no, in order for us to grasp information, we take it little by little. Okay? So, ganon. So, say for example, pag click mo yung read the article, no, it will lead you to the introduction of the article. Tapos, kiklik mo pa yung body. Sir, masyadong matrabaho yon. Yes, matrabaho nga siya. But, it gives way for you to take the information or you take the information little by little nadadigest mo yung information. Okay? What else? Rather than reading or learning about things that in order that an author or editor or publisher sets out for us, readers of hypertext may follow their own path, creating their own order, their own meaning out of the material. Say for example nga, no, meron kang isang plot ng isang movie. Say for example, no, isang story analysis. Tapos yung introduction, yung climax, and then yung yung other parts ng plot, no? Denoma, what else? Rising action and falling action. Yung mga terms na yon, naka-hypertext siya. No, nakalagay lang doon plot and then naka-hypertext na sa baba lahat. No? Ano gagawin mo? Pwede mo na siyang hindi basahin ng introduction hanggang dulo, hanggang denoma. Pwede mong simulan sa gitna, no? I-click mo lang yung hypertext na nakalagay ay climax. Then boom, pwede ka nang i-direct ka niya sa climax, then pwede mo nang basahin yung climax, no? So instead of reading the text, no, the way that the writer or the author wanted you to read it or wanted you on, paano mo siya babasahin, no, kung paano siya ginusto ng author or ng writer, no. Hypertext gives you the freedom, no, to follow your own order. Okay, gusto mo ba yung dulo? Gusto mo ba yung gitna? Gusto mo ba yung rising intonation agad? Rising intonation, no? Rising action agad or falling action agad, no? So, yun. What else? This is accomplished by creating links between information. These links are provided so that readers may jump to further information about a specific topic being discussed, which may have more links leading each reader off into a different direction. So say for example, no, you wanted to understand the life of Jose Rizal, and there's a lot, no, of things going on with his life. Then when you go to the bottom of the page, you'll see bibliography. No, say for example, hindi ka naunawaan dun sa article na nabasa mo about the life of Jose Rizal, no? Napakadaming information and there's things na medyo mahirapan or magulo para sa'yo. And then you figured out sa ilalim, sa bibliography, merong mga links, no, as basis of those information. So when you wanted to understand more about those vague information or vague topic, no, or blurred topic, no, ang gagawin mo lang is i-click mo yung link sa ibaba and it will lead you to the source of the information nang nabasa mong article. Okay? In order for you to mas mapalawak pa yung idea or mas maipaunawa pa sa yung idea. No, it leads you to jump to further information about a specific topic as being discussed. What else? For instance, okay, may example dito, no? If you're reading an article about marine mammal bioaquatics, you may be interested in seeing a picture of a dolphin. Say for example, no, pinag-aaralan nyo sa science or physical science, no, is mammal bioaquatics. And you wanted to see a picture of a dolphin. Na anong gagawin mo? No, i-click mo lang yung link na yan. No? So dito kasi hindi siya nakiklik, no? Pero sa Google Slides, no, nakiklik siya. Pag click mo yung seeing a picture of a dolphin, it will lead you to a Chrome tab kung saan may picture ng dolphin. Now, if you want to hear the sound of it, no, pag click mo na yung hear the sound, no, it will lead you to another Chrome tab kung saan maririnig mo yung sound ng isang dolphin. What else? It makes, no, 80K. Ano yung 80K na yan? Or you may even be interested in seeing what a marine mammal sound looks like in a spectrogram. No? You might even want to figure out more sounds made by other animals in the sea. Pag click mo ulit yan, ibibigay niya rin sa information na kailangan mo, thus leading you on a completely different detailed path. Meaning to say, dito lang sa part na to, sa statement na yan, no, sa isang paragraph lang na to, napakadami mo nang pwedeng information na mabuksan. Okay? Una, makikita mo yung picture ng dolphin. Pag click mo lang yung naka-underline word, yung first underline word. Pag click mo yung second underline word, maririnig mo yung sound niya sa pamagitan ng panibagong Chrome tab. No? Panibagong tab sa Google. What else? Marine mammal sounds like, looks like, in a spectrogram. No? Another tab yon. What else? Figure out more about the sounds made by animals in the sea, yung ibang tunog ng ibang hayop. Na pag click mo yan, more information about the sounds made by other animals in the sea, ang ibibigay niya sa'yo. Meaning to say, by just reading this part of a paragraph or article, no, mas marami ka nang mabubuksang mga information or napakadami ng mga information ang maibibigay niya sa'yo. Okay? What else? For writers whose job is to create order and meaning for readers, the medium of hypertext might at first appear to be disappointing. No, para sa mga sumusulat na ang gusto ay, syempre, dahil ikaw ay writer or ikaw ay author, your main goal is to provide order. 'Di ba? Proper order. Proper order. Ito yung mga gusto kong makita ninyo. Ito yung mga gusto kong malaman ninyo. Let's start with Unit 1. That's the reason why merong table of contents. No, let's start with table 1. Let's start with Unit 1. Lesson 1. No, everything is in order. But by following that, the readers are left to organize the material to suit them. No? By using hypertext, binibigyan ng laya ang mga magbabasa, no, para i-organize yung mga information na kailangan nila based on their own judgment, no, or based on their own preference, making them in a sense co-authors of the piece, no. With bilang ikaw ay magbasa ka lang, no, pag ginagamitan ng hypertext yung isang article, no, isang information, na binibigyan ka niya ng pagkakataon para maging co-author ka ng isang literary piece. In some advanced hypertext systems, the reader may even add to the document. No, if you're going to visit Wikipedia, nakita nyo napakaraming mga hypertext, 'di ba? So, on top of that, wait nga, mag-off data nga ako. Wi-Fi. Dami nagchat-chat, no? So, yan. On top of that, no, sa Wikipedia, 'di ba, yung mga hypertext mostly commonly na underline yan tapos nakakulay blue, no? Sa Wikipedia may makita kayo doon. If you wanted to add more information, if you wanted to alter or make changes, no, you're going to click that, no, making you a co-author of that specific article that you have read from Wikipedia. No, what else? Making links to their own work or tacking on comments. What purpose then does the writer serve? No, ibig sabihin, bilang ikaw na magbabasa ka lang, no, kapag ginagamitan mo ng hypertext ang isang article or nakabasa ka ng isang article na may hypertext, no, it gives you a sense of a sense of belongingness doon sa literary piece or sa article na iyong nabasa. Believe it or not, writers do not have to relinquish all their control over a document when they enter the realm of hypertext. Rather than handing over the controls to an inexperienced pilot of information, it is the writer's job to make the destination extremely clear so that anyone could find it. At the same time, the writer should also anticipate any needs the user may encounter. Say for example, no, if you are a writer and you wanted to put hypertext on your article, no, you have to make sure that all the information are placed on the hypertext. Say for example, no, katulad nga na nabanggit natin kanina, plot, no, you have introduction, you have rising action, climax, falling action, and then you have denouement. You have to make sure that all the information or pieces of information are placed, no, sa loob ng climax. Say for example, no, climax, dapat nakalagay lahat doon ang mga mahalagang mga detalye. Sa introduction, dapat na-introduce ng maayos ang mga characters. No, kung gusto mo yung characters na yon ay naka-hypertext pa din para tingnan nyo yung tsura ng character na to, no? O kaya naman ang history ng character na to and what not. 'Di ba? So, you have to make sure, you have to anticipate ano ba yung hahanapin ng mga readers ko. Ano ba yung mga kailangan ng mga readers. Okay? And you have to place it, you have to put it there. It is the same thing as writing a persuasive argument, where the writer must consider ahead of time all the arguments that may surface and provide beforehand suitable counter-arguments. No, kapag gumagawa ka ng isang persuasive argument, no, you have to persuade people. And kapag debate, no, you have to make sure that you are ahead of the game. You are at least 2 step ahead of the game. No, dapat mas marami kang alam. Dapat alam mo na ano kayang susunod niya itatanong. Same with playing a chess game. No, pag naglalaro ka ng chess, before mo galawin yung isang piece, you have to make sure na wala nang hindi makakagalaw yung kalaban mo doon, or wala siyang counter attack sa iyo, 'di ba? Except in hypertext format, sabi diyan, instead of holding your reader by the hand and dragging them step by step towards your irrefutable conclusion, you must have all arguments ready at hand. Even yung mga counter arguments, dapat prepared siya. So that kapag hinanap siya ng reader, ng magbabasa, no, pag nagtanong yung magbabasa, meron ka agad sagot. So, meaning to say, if you're a writer or an author and you wanted to put hypertext on your literary piece, okay, or sa gagawin mong piece, no, you have to make sure that all the information needed, all the arguments, counter-arguments, even the possible questions na itatanong sa'yo, and all the possible answers ay nandoon sa link mo. Okay? What else? These are the things, no, apat lang to if I'm not mistaken, that you have to consider in writing for hypertext. Number one, you have to have organization. The author create the master plan of a piece. Okay? Sabihin, ikaw bilang author or taga-sulat, no, you are the master plan of your literary piece, where the author provides link or doesn't, what content is left in or left out, ano yung mga ipapasok mo information, ano yung mga hindi mo ipapasok na information, ano yung mga details na hindi mo na i-consider. What else? And the placement or prominence of content. Will it be encased in a main text, or will it be located outside the main document in a link? All contribute to the organization and impact of a piece. So, mahalagang maunawaan mo bilang ikaw na author or writer that all the information na ilalagay mo doon, hindi yung lahat na lang basta mailagay mo na. You have to have organization. Sinasabi ko kanina, no, that all the information must be there, no, counter arguments, questions, possible answers, and whatnot. Dapat nandun siya. Yes, but you have to make sure that those information are properly organized. 'Di ba? Kaya pag pupunta tayo sa mga website, may kita natin doon, 'di ba? It's divided, merong home, information, ano pa ba yung makikita natin, no? Yung other details, no, say for example sa school, no, andun yung home, andun yung questions or information, andun yung mga mission, vision, goals, and objective, nakalagay lahat yon. History of the school, what else, school faculty, no, may mga doon, may mga boxes doon you have to click, no, in order for you to go to a specific information. No, meron naman, say for example, na pag clinic mo faculty, okay, sa isang website, no, lalabas sa'yo, meron pa daw mga tag dito, may mga mas maliliit pang mga boxes or subtext, no, nakalagay doon, full-time faculty, part-time faculty, ano pa ba, school administrators and whatnot, no? So, kumbaga, it's not just giving you information, no, about faculty, staff, or whatnot, but it gives you the freedom, no, kung ano bang gusto mong piliin na buksan na information. So, yun ang sinasabi natin kanina, no, kapag normal na babasahin natin yan, for sure, nakaayos na yan. 'Di ba? Sa isang libro, say for example, no, everything about BCCT, tapos nakalibro siya. Nakaayos yan, panigurado, history ng school ang chapter 1. No? Chapter 2, panigurado dyan ay ang mission, vision, goals, and objective ng school. Pero kapag naka-hypertext ka, no, binibigyan laya ka bilang isang writer, syempre author, no, na ayusin yung mga information na nandoon sa iyong either website or sa iyong gagawing link, no. To be honest, no, pwede mong gawin yung hypertext sa PowerPoint presentation. Makakagawa ka ng hypertext dyan. Say for example, no, clinic mo tong part na to. Ay ginawan mo ng hypertext tong part na to. Dadaling ka niya sa slide na yon kung saan mo siya gustong makapunta, no? So, ayan. So, ano pa ba? Next, organization pa rin. You can present your information dominantly with links. Tulad nga sabi natin kanina, no, gumagamit tayo ng mga links. to not so important or related material. Mas para sa mga hindi naman sobrang mahalagang importanteng mga information, pwede mo nang ilagay doon na for more reference, you may click this or you may click this link. Tapos nakalagay doon yung link. Even if you do place important information in a separate link, no, or mas naka indent, no, or mas naka-bold, naka-italicize, mas nakikita yung information na mahalaga, yung mga important information na isang separate na link. No? Either because it's standalone piece or simply too big or too long to include with the original document. You can make that link pronounced in several ways. So say for example, you have a specific information, the life of Jose Rizal in Madrid. No? So dahil nga napakadami ng mga nangyari kayo sa Rizal, no, sa Madrid siya, no? Yung the life of Jose Rizal in Madrid is your important information and it's standalone. No? Pwede niyang i-click yon. Tapos, papasok yon sa isang website, sa panibagong tab, no? Kung saan kinikwento yung buhay ni Jose Rizal sa Madrid ng ganitong taon, no? Ganitong buwan. Baga, yun yung mga not so important eh. Baga, sub-information na lang yon, yung mga subtext. No? Though mahalaga sila kasi nandun nga information, pero ang pinakamahalaga ay yung naka-organize, no? Ano ba yung pinaka-punto na gusto mong sabihin. What else? You can either place it in a dominant location in the text, either at the beginning or at the end by itself. No? Kaya pag sa mga website na may kita tayo, nakalagay doon sa ilalim, go back to top. No? Para hindi ka na mahirapan na mag-scroll paakyat sa taas. No? Pag click mo yon, bahala na si website na daling ka sa pinaka-top. What else? You can place the information or yung pinakamahalaga information either sa pinaka-umpisa or sa pinakadulo. Kaya dun sa mga website din, may kita natin, no? May kita natin yung salitang home. No? Para lagi tayong nadadala or pwede niya tayong laging dalhin sa pinaka-main page. No? At the beginning or at the end by itself, much like critical areas of other writing. So, napakahalaga na ang mga information ay, especially those important information, ay either nakalagay sa umpisa or nasa dulo. Or draw attention to that link by bringing in graphics or other attention getter. No, before, nung gumagamit pa ng, I'm pretty sure na hindi nyo naabutan yun, no? Gumagamit pa ng Friendster, no? Para dun sa mga gumawa ng Friendster, katulad namin, no? Ang mga mahalagang information tungkol sa amin, no, may mga ano pa yan, may mga arrows pa, no? Nandun yung name mo or nickname mo, pwede mo ilagay doon yung age mo, yung birthday and what not, no? May mga ano pa yan, nag-sparkle pa yan, sparkle na mga tawag doon, glitters and what not, no? Pwede mong mag-design doon ng character ng tao, pwede mo lagyan ng kanta, no? For tag dito sa mga mahalagang mga information mo. Okay? So, yun. So, if you want to draw attention sa Facebook, 'di ba? Nandun yung logo ng Facebook. Pag click mo yan, it will lead you to the main page or the home page. Yan. Again, it still relates to other forms of writing in that you're trying to interest your readers. Only now you have a multimedia format at your fingertips to draw in an audience. Now, number 2 is style. So, hopefully, no, magawa natin siya, yung paggawa ng hypertext, but we really have to do it on a hands-on basis. No? Pwede natin siyang gawin on a hands-on basis. Number 2 is style. Sabi dyan, rhetorically, a hypertext writer's style should still be generated for the intended audience. But the writer should also keep in mind the limits of readers' electronic capabilities. Authors might want to consider breaking up very large files into smaller ones. No? Bilang ikaw ay writer, bilang ikaw ay manunulat, no? Or even kahit na ikaw ay nagbabasa lang, no? Mahalaga para sa iyo na ma-digest yung information ng maayos. No, hindi yung anday mong binasa pero wala ka namang naunawaan, wala ka naintindihan. Right? That's the reason why it is important that you have your own style in writing or even in reading. Authors might want to consider breaking up very large files into smaller ones. No? Pwede mo siyang i-break into smaller pieces, the information na The concept of breaking down information into smaller, easier to manipulate pieces is also important when considering the medium it will be viewed in. Say for example, no, babasahin siya sa isang computer. No? Okay na maglalagay tayo ng napakaraming information. What if babasahin siya sa cellphone? No? Kung saan may mas maliit na screen. No? At naglagay tayo napakaraming information doon sa ating gagawing website, possible website, no, or link, no. So ano mangyayari is tendency ang gagawin ng mga magbabasa, no, mag-scroll sila ng mag-scroll ng napakahaba hanggang sa makarating sila sa dulo. Bakit nga? Kasi lahat na ng information nilagay mo in one go, no. So pwede mo naman siyang i-hypertext na sa gayon mas limited, mas liliit, no, yung mga information na nakikita ng readers. Okay? What else? If your hypertext project is meant for advertising or marketing, you might also want to consider branding your document. You want your audience to know where they are so they can get there, again, not only through one specific entry point. No, kung mapapansin niyo sa commercial, turo sa amin ng college professor namin dati, no, sa commercial daw pala, dapat 3 o 4 na ulit babanggitin yung pangalan ng produkto sa isang commercial lang. Sabihin, gumamit na ng rejoice, blah 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 blah. So, mamaya maririnig mo na naman salitang rejoice. Tapos uulitin na naman yon, etc. No? Sabihin, 4 na ulit. Sabihin, there is branding. Same thing with writing. No? If you're going to write in a hypertext, no, dapat may kita yung branding sa iyong piece. Either maglalagay ka ng logo, you have the title, andun yung kulay, isang kulay lang, that's branding as well, no? Isang font yung gamit mo, ano pa ba? Kapag naka-italicize, italicize lahat, etc. No? That's what we call style or branding. No? Sabihin, mas madali para sa mga tao na ma-recall yung ginawa mo. Bakit? Kasi meron siyang specific brand. No? Meron siyang specific style. Meron kaming naatinan na seminar or youth conference, no, galing kay mayor, no, from the City Youth Development Office last, if I'm not mistaken, that was February or January. I believe it's February. No, kung saan sinabi doon, no, dapat bilang tao we have our own branding as well. Baga pag sinabi nating branding, ay pag si ganito naalala ko, no, ganito yung character niyan. Halimbawa, si ganito, no? Halimbawa, si Juan. Mabait yan, masipag yan. That's branding. Naaalala ka ng tao dahil sa ganong characteristic mo. Kasi sinabing, ay si Pedro, ano yan, kuripot yan. Laging nangungutang yan. No, that's your branding. No? Kung ano yung nasasabi ng tao sa'yo, that's your brand. No? Kaya daw bilang mga, hanggang ngayon kayo, mga bata pa kayo, bata pa tayong lahat, no? We have to, tawag dito, we have to invest in our brand, no? Sa gayon, makilala tayo ng tao kung paano natin gusto tayong makilala. Okay? Kung anong brand natin. Same thing with writing. Dapat meron tayong sariling style. No? Na kapag binasa nila, pag sinabi, ay, gawa to ni Juan, maganda to. Masabi ng tao na, yes, talaga magaling yan si Juan, mahusay yan. Okay, babasahin ko yan, maganda yung gawa niyan. Hindi yan kopya, hindi yan kodigo. Okay? Pag sinabi natin, ay, gawa to ni Pedro, ay, naku, wag na. Wala namang sense yan. O, diba? That's branding. Okay? So, if you want to be a good author or writer in the future, no, you have to make sure that your style is branded. Your style is known. Okay? What else? Number 3. Malapit na tayo matapos, no? Number 3 is content. Content is the amount of competition on the web. Okay, sabi dyan, no, the amount of competition on the web is nearing that of the print medium. In January of 1993 to, there were 50 known web servers. Providing hypertext information. Pero by October, no, the same year, 1993, there were more than 500. By June of 1994, there were 1,500. And imagine na lang natin ngayon, ilang website na ang meron sa internet. No? And it's still growing, sabi dyan, which makes the content even more important, yours should be interesting and accurate, no? Kaya kung pipili ka, sabi ng mga content creator na napad ko sa YouTube, no? Kapag ikaw daw ay maggagawa ng vlog or gagawa ka ng YouTube channel mo, dapat yung content mo nakasalalay lang sa 3 bagay. Una, interesting. Dapat interesado. Dapat nakakonect yung tao. Okay? Number 2, dapat connected sa pera. Okay? Or enjoyment. No? Pangatlo yung enjoyment. No? Dapat sabi connected sa pera. No? Either lahat ng gagawin mo would produce money or is a product of money. So, for example, no, pagkain, ano pa ba? Bahay, kotse. Okay. And then yung pangatlo, sabi doon, dapat enjoying siya, no? Dapat nakakapag-satisfy siya. So, for example, travel, ano pa ba? Makeup, ano pa ba? Rides, no? So, dapat yung nakaka-thrill, no? Kasama na doon, syempre, yung mga pang-prank, etc., no? So, that's giving enjoyment, no? Kaya dapat, bilang kayo din, bilang mga writers or authors, no? You have to make sure that your content is important. Sabi dyan, interesting and accurate. Dapat, dahil ikaw ay nagbibigay ng information, dapat accurate yung iyong ibinibigay na information. No? Huwag na tayong dumagdag pa sa libo-libong mga fake news na nababasa natin mga produkto ng DDS dyan sa internet. No? So, buwas-buwasan natin yung mga toxics online. Sabi dyan, content, it should be maintained and kept up to date. Dapat daw kapag nag-produce ka ng isang website, na nag-create ka ng isang website, ng isang link, no, it has to be maintained and updated. Because a new copy doesn't have to be printed out for each reader. Say for example, no, meron kang ginawan mo ng hypertext, no, or ginawan mo ng link or website yung iyong project research. Say for example, yung research mo, no, nilagay mo online. After 1 week, no, pinasa mo, kailangan may mga kailangan baguhin. So, hindi mo na kailangan na i-type ulit yung kabuuan, no? Kailangan mo na lang gawin is i-update na lang ano yung mga mali nung una, no? Sa gayon, pag binasa siya ng mga readers, no, updated na yung kanila may kita, no? Kasi ang gagawin nila is what? Piprint nila yung unang copy, second copy, third copy, 'di ba? Sa research natin, tinatitle natin diyan, final na to, super final na, mega final na talaga. Ito na yung pinaka-final. Ano pa yung mga pina-file name natin, 'di ba? Final na talaga to the highest level. Ipiprint ko na. 'Di ba? Napakahaba na, 'di ba? So, hindi na kailangan na buksan niyo ng mga writer ng mga readers or magbabasa. Bakit? Kasi kailangan i-update mo na lang yung original copy mo. Okay, there's no reason for him or her, para sa mga reader, to wait around for a new expanded and revised edition of your work. So, gayon, hindi humahaba yung iyong gawa, no? So, isa lang naman pala yun, isang research lang naman pala yun, but ang dami-dami mo pang content, no? What else? The amount of competition in the web is nearing that of the print medium. Oops. Okay, dito na pala tayo. Last but not the least is audience. You have to consider audience in writing for hypertext. Sabi dyan, writing for the web is certainly much different than writing for print. Kaya 'di ba nawala ang Friendster kasi binili siya ng Facebook, no? So lahat ng mga nagiging kalaban ng Facebook, anong ginagawa niya? Binibili niya. Okay? So ngayon mawalan siya ng kalaban kasi nga ang audience napakadami and very very few, no, yung nagfo-focus sa mga websites na hindi nakakuha ng kanilang attention. That's why isa sa dapat i-consider mo, sino ba yung audience mo? Instead of writing and submitting an article for Chronicle of Higher Education, intended only for subscribers, publications on the web may be stumbled across by anyone with access to them. Okay? So halimbawa, gumawa ka ng website, no? Chronicles of Higher Education. Ang focus mo lang na tao or audience ay mga taong nasa education side. No? Paano naman yung mga nasa IT industry? 'Di ba? Paano naman yung mga nasa fashion industry? And so on and so forth, no? So dapat ang audience mo kinikater niya, una, you have a specific audience, dapat meron kang group of people, no? So sa halimbawa mga nakapagtapos ng college ang aking audience. Sabihin, mula pagkabata hanggang mga nakatapos ng college, or kaya naman mga music enthusiast. Okay? Nakafocus ka sa kanila. But that doesn't mean na hindi mo nabibigyang focus yung ibang audience mo. Okay? Sabi dyan, and although initially you can't determine without a doubt who will read your work, syempre hindi mo naman alam kung sino yung mga magbabasa, no? The web allows you to track how many people come to check out your page. Kapag gumawa kayo ng isang YouTube channel, no? Pwede nyong i-download yung, ano bang tawag doon? Sa YouTube. Meron na sa YouTube eh. Wait, check natin. Ay, hindi, wag na. Okay, so meron sa YouTube na part, no? So, halimbawa, nag-upload ka ng napakaraming videos, etc., etc. Sa YouTube, meron dong link na pag click mo, lalabas sino ba yung mga nanood sa'yo. Hindi pangalan ang lalabas doon, no? Ibig sabihin, mga ilang babae ba ang nanood, ilang lalaki ang nanood, no? Ilang taon, no? May age din, may age graph din sila, no? Ilang taon ang mga nanonood, no? Ranging from 0 to 100. So, meron doon 10 years old, 10 to 20, mga ganun na naman ang ranking nun eh. 20 to 30, nakabase yun sa mga Google accounts ng mga audience. Kaya, no, lahat ng mga pinapanood natin, no, na nakikita ng internet, yung ating mga ginagawa online. No, kaya sa mga andyan, no, may ginagawang kababalaga, no, ingat-ingat tayo. What else? Sabi dyan, check out your page. The database will also show you where in the world these readers are coming from. No? Sa YouTube, ganun din. May kita niya kung saan galing yung mga nanood. Pero city lang naman ang nakalagay, no? Based on your location. No? So, kung manonood kayo ng or kung magbabasa kayo or manonood kayo ng mga videos sa internet, no? Pwede nyo i-turn off yung inyong location para hindi kayo namomonitor. Okay? Kasi alam yan, nakikita yan. In the peak times of readership sa YouTube, may kita mo din, itong tao na to, ano ba yung mga pinanood niya dyan? Ano ba yung in-skip niya? Ano ba yung inusog-usog niya? No? Kaya itong video na to, may kita ko kung sino yung mga nag-skip-skip dyan. Okay? This is definitely an advantage over the print medium where you can only guess who your readers are. So may kita mo din doon, ano yung mga interest ng mga readers mo and whatnot. No? So, kapag gumawa kayo, ayun, YouTube Studio. Okay? So, sa YouTube Studio nyo siya may kita. And, per video yon, no? May kita mo yung mga graphs and other information. No? Na hindi mo makita kapag printed na medium ang gamit mo. So, what else? In determining the success of your work, this ability is extremely valuable. Masasabi natin napakaganda ng isang libro kapag maraming bumili. Kapag naging bestseller siya, tama? Pero kapag hypertext, no, kapag website or online yung ating medium, may kita natin siya dun nga sa web. Anong tawag nila doon? Sa checkout page, no? Sa web. Doon natin siya makikita. You might even experiment with different links and strategies to see if readership improves or declines. So, ayun lang. Thank you for today's lesson, for today's discussion. Ayun yung pinaka-focus natin, no? Hypertext and intertext, because many of you may stumble upon these terminologies or terms, no? And medyo malilito kayo. But always remember, when we're talking about intertext, there is already an existing literary piece na meron na nag-exist, either parody ang gagawin or gumawa ng sariling version. Okay? And yung purpose ng intertext is to live up or create a new perspective or new world sa isang existing na literary piece, no? Magbigay ng panibagong timpla sa nag-exist ng literary piece, no? Pag hypertext naman, it chunks the information into smaller pieces by providing links na pwede mong i-click. No? Bakit ba mahalaga to? Mahalaga maunawaan to bilang mga readers, no, or soon to be authors or writers na gagawa ng mga website, no, upang kayo din in due time or in due season, no, you may have your own style, you may have your own techniques in writing. Okay, so that's it for today's discussion. I hope that you've learned something for today. Thank you very much. Balayong. You always stay safe. You take care. God bless you. And this is the discussion for intertext and hypertext.